I picked up a brand new character, and part of the reason that I did this, I wanted to feel the true power playing an S tier character. But that's probably the least important of why I actually picked up this character. I picked up the Turbulent Winds, best level 2 in the game, Great Desert Storm, Rashid. This is how I got my Rashid from Platinum to Master in 20 days. Now, why did I pick up Rashid? It's not because I really wanted to play S tier. I have some goals with this game, and part of those goals is to truly understand every matchup. So I decided to start with Rashid. I thought Rashid would be easy because, you know, with all those great tools, it looks like it's easy to get carried by Rashid, but it's not. You gotta be like kind of good. You know, you can't face roll with Rashid or you'll die. I wasted all my placement matches. I think I went like 2 and 10 or 3 and 10, something like that. I ended up landing in Diamond 1. Now this was my first mistake. I wish I had someone to play with. Shout out Wolf Boy, shout out Joey Central, shout out Zooks. These are like my 3 friends that I play with the most. Shout out Big Punk. I think I played with Big Punk a little bit. Yeah, me and Big Punk have played some sets. The modern GOAT. Anyway, when I was learning my Rashid, I had little to no understanding about this character. So that landed me Diamond 1. I wanted to play some games to get a feel for the character, so I wasted it on my placement matches. I didn't want to go to the Battle Hub because Battle Hub. So that happened, and then I deranked and ended up going to Platinum 4. Now this had me in the hard place, because I'm going from Master Rank Chun, and we're not even going to talk about my AMR because, like I said, I got things I got to work on. So I'm coming from a Master Rank character going to a Platinum Rashid, and it's like, man, I understand the pain of my Platinum brethren. The first thing that I realized was I'm finding people who don't really know what they're doing, while I'm also trying to figure out what I'm doing with this character. So that's literally the Plat story. Once I started to understand how the character was played, I started to rank up pretty quickly. The only things that would really get to me is just like people constantly mashing, you know, because it's like, bro, like when are you gonna realize your turn is done? And that's when I probably realized the first weakness that Rashid really has. Like neutral, I kind of don't really believe Rashid is a neutral character. If Rashid didn't have the tools that he had, I think he would struggle a lot more in neutral. But maybe that just might be in my opinion. Maybe my neutral is trash. Something that definitely helps when learning a new character is just learning the overall flowchart. This is something I had to develop. I had to learn the Rashid flowchart. And how did I learn how to play the character? Well, I watched replays. I watched JB, I watched Dual Kevin, I watched Gachi-kun the GOAT. He's probably where I got a lot of my tech from. I'm not gonna lie. Gachi-kun just plays custom room matches. I was watching replay after replay after replay. I have so many replays just saved that I would go back and watch and look through and be like, oh, in this situation I could do this. This situation I could do this. So this is why I learned Rashid is a corner dominant character. Now we all know this. Being against Rashid in the corner is very scary. And when I was grinding up with Chun, I learned this. But the question is, why is Rashid so scary? It's because he has a lot of pressure, and if you don't know when to press, it's very easy to get frame trapped. But by playing this character, I understood, oh snap, when I see the cyclone start to come out, I can actually press. If it's heavy cyclone, you can press and you can actually take your turn back. If it's medium cyclone, depending off of what button he does it from, you can actually get frame trapped because there can be like a 2-frame gap. Now this is something I probably would have never learned unless I played this character. I don't want people to have like a gold Rashid and be like, oh my god, like I play Rashid, I'm cracked. It's not like that. We have to learn the character a little bit better before we can say we can actually play the character. So watching these replays, watching these high level creators, competitive players, I learned your bread and butter into medium eagle spike or your target combo into heavy cyclone, fly and just take them to the corner. That's what Rashid does. That's mid-screen neutral. That's the game plan for mid-screen. Get him into the corner. And then there's like 15 different mix-ups you can do in the corner off a cyclone. You can press into cyclone, roll, and you'll be safe. You can press into cyclone, roll, jab, frame trap your opponent, counter, and boom, that's another combo. You can fly, bait the parry, and then you can press light jab in the sky. And because they're still holding parry, light jab doesn't hit, and then you land on the floor, and then boom, throw, that's damage. He also has throw loops. I know people complain about throw loops. but this character I've actually seen a lot of throw loops, especially at the higher level. Nobody has shame in doing throw loops. Everyone does the throw loops, but me, I don't really do throw loops. I'm not gonna lie. Grinding up, I didn't really do throw loops, but it's a part of the corner game plan, because all you gotta do is really get them to either parry or throw out a jab when they shouldn't throw out a jab, or just any button in general, or try to throw. This is basically how you win games. If you can have them mixed in the corner, they don't know when to press, like, you won. I don't think your rank really shows your true skill level. I think your rank just more so shows how many games you managed to win versus how many you lost. At a lower rank, obviously this doesn't matter because you don't lose points at the very bottom, but going to platinum, diamond, you see a lot of interesting things. Now, there are some people that actually play neutral, and this is even more interesting. Some people, they like kangaroos, extremely random, and that's probably the most tilting thing in my opinion, because it's like, bro, what am I supposed to do? But at the same time, it's like, you just gotta play better. You're not anti-airing. Like, the basic fundamentals you can shut down the most random players with, you're just not doing them. Speaking of fundamentals, Rashid's anti-air is so easy to do, but it does trade. But heavy mixer, oh, that's probably the best, like, my favorite anti-air tool that I've used, outside of maybe Manon's crouching heavy punch, because that's just easy. But anyway, we're not talking about Manon. Diamond 3 up, I'm not gonna lie to you, platinum 4, platinum 5, diamond 1, diamond 2, diamond 3, diamond 4, easy. Diamond 5 is where I got stuck. I'm not gonna lie to you, diamond 5 is where I got stuck. 24,000 LP, 1,000 LP away from actually hitting master. I wouldn't say the word, but I was probably hard stuck. I actually don't believe that people get hard stuck. I don't even think hard stuck is a term. It's just something you're not realizing, and because you're not realizing what you're missing, like, you can't really improve. But I don't believe hard stuck is a thing. But I was stuck. 24,000 LP, 1,000 away from master rank, and the only reason that I made it to master was because I played master rank players. You get a lot of points for beating a master rank player. I went from like 24,000 LP all the way up to like 24,500 off of like a master rank player set, and then I got another master rank, and I was like, oh, okay, yeah, we're doing it. This is when I knew I was making it in. I just had to win one more match and I was in master, and that last match that I played to actually hit master was against the most random jury player I have ever played. I'm not gonna lie to you, I was so confused the entire time, but hey, I won the first game, and that's all that mattered. I might have lost the set, but I won the game that had to get me, the one that mattered the most, the one that could have determined if I had to play someone else or make it to master. I won that game. That's the only one that mattered. So I took my Rashid from platinum to master. But what did I learn? If you're new to fighting game, or if you're new to Street Fighter 6, I think you should take one character to master. During that grind, take note of what characters gave you a hard time, whether it's because you hardly see them, like a Dalsum or a Lily, maybe a Marissa. At this point, you don't really see too many Marissas anymore. Take note of those characters and try to learn those matchups. For me, because I feel like I'm more of a hands-on learner, I think it's easier for me to actually learn characters, right? Because I understand the game. I understand you have to learn the flowchart. Obviously, I'm not a high-level player, but I understand the basics of the game. Like, I'm pretty sure I can take any character to master. But if you don't have the time to take your different characters to master, maybe watching some replays or watching high-level players play characters you struggle with and just seeing like, how do they get countered. Now let's say you play like Ken or Akuma. Maybe you want to watch Angry Bird, and maybe Angry Bird had some custom room matches against a jury. If you struggle against jury, you can see what he does and what might work in different situations, right? Another thing that I learned is, I think people complain about certain things when they don't necessarily know how to deal with it. Like Rashid as a character, I'm not gonna lie, I probably would have complained about this character before because I would have said, you know, he has gimmicks, blah blah blah. But after watching players, after actually playing this character, people don't know that an enhanced light mixer is +2. So then you get frame trap because you press, because you think it's unsafe, because it's a special move, but because it's enhanced, it's +2 now, so you can't press. And then that makes the regular light mixer, people don't know when to press because that one is -3, so you technically could take your turn back, but because they just got hit with the frame trap, they don't know that they can't press in the light mixer. So it's just, you know, it's a mind game thing. You can't really complain about, oh, Rashid, when you didn't know, you didn't have this knowledge. So of course, when we're talking about knowledge and things like that, Rashid level 2. Rashid level 2, I'm not gonna lie, in burnout is probably the most scariest thing that you can face, especially if you're chipped. There's nothing you can do. Rashid can throw the tornado at you and then just emo after as you die. Rashid level 2 can actually be countered. Aki's level 2 can neutralize the tornado. Ed's level 2 can neutralize tornado. Chun's level 1 can neutralize neutralize Tornado. Akuma's level 1 can neutralize Tornado, and you might think to yourself, why do I want to waste meter just to neutralize his level 2? But you gotta understand, Rashid used meter too. His level 2 is 2 bars, right? So if you're spending your 1 bar to neutralize his 2 bars, you're actually coming out in a winning situation. Now granted, light mixer after the level 2 can take you straight to the corner. Yeah, you might have to deal with that, and you might have to question, do I want to use this drive reversal on my last 2 bars of drive gauge while I'm getting absolutely railed in the corner? Yeah, that's something you have to think about. But to fight the level 2, you do have to sit there and figure out what you can do against the level 2. And I don't think a lot of people know that Rashid's neutral is kind of trash because he has different tools, but to me, like, his neutral doesn't feel as good as a character like Akuma. His neutral feels very solid. Rashid's neutral is like, yeah, like I gotta get a little bit too close in a range that is kind of uncomfortable. If you whiff crouching medium kick in front of a jury and jury uses crouch medium kick, good luck. I did make it from plat to master in 20 days. So I believe that you guys will be able to too. I think this is something that I want to continue. I'm not gonna lie. I don't mind picking up new characters, learning the character a little bit, and then taking it to master just so I can be like, oh, okay, I know what to do in this situation, that situation. And I think it makes for some good content as well. And I'm not gonna lie, Big Neff was playing random select last night, 1800 MR random select. That's kind of crazy in itself. But yeah, that's gonna be it for today's video. All my people saying gold, silver, platinum, diamond, you guys can make it to master, bro. You just have to grind it out a little bit, but you can make it. And I'm gonna leave you guys with that. Be sure to leave a like, comment, sub, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.